This trip wasn't what I expected it to be. It was supposed to be a very different cycling tour. This summer, Julianna and I had agreed to help care for her brand new baby granddaughter. So I thought I'd take a nice solo tour, right here in Colorado from my back door. But by the time summer chores were done, fences were mended, flooded basements were recovered, and our second bout of COVID receded, there simply wasn't enough time to do these mountains justice. Plus, my knee was giving out an awful warning.
Really gotta be careful not to overtrain. I'm kind of wearing out my knees. I feel...
Maybe this wasn't the year of cycle touring the passes of the high Rockies.
Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good climb. But with all that weight, I don't know if I can do it.
So I opted instead for the gentle roads and trails of the upper Mississippi, an area known as the Driftless Region. And I pointed my car east until I reached Preston, Minnesota. From here I would head east to the Mississippi, cross into Wisconsin, and form some kind of loop back to Preston.
Standing here outside of the Country Trails Inn and Suites, where I spent the night last night, drove in from Denver.
And they were kind enough to let me park my car here for the next 8 or 10 days.
It rained all morning, and so I've been kind of hanging out. It's about 9 o'clock now. I'm ready to go get some food, find the trailhead, and get going. I'm in Preston, Minnesota, in the heart of bluff country. I think I'm gonna have a really wonderful time. Solo this time, a little different. Feels a little strange, but here we go. Here at Preston Foods, your hometown market. Picked up some tortillas, peanut butter, banana, something to get me through the day. Pretty little town. I think we're gonna have a great day. I decided that I'm gonna head up the Root River Trail. That means a little backtracking. I gotta go up to a town called Fountain, which is where the trail starts. And that's maybe 5 miles out of my way, but that should be okay. Happy trails. Milwaukee Road. Well, how about that? We're actually following part of the Milwaukee Road. That rail line is definitely giving me a lot of trails to ride on. And we're off. I think I'm going in the right direction. Got a nice paved trail ahead of me. Lots of beautiful trees. Nice little cool breeze that is working well to kind of knock the humidity down a little bit.
Oh my goodness, is this gorgeous or what? Took no time to get right into the heart of the pretty stuff.
God, I love this. And the smells are ridiculous. It's just a sweet, wet smell. It was raining this morning. Trail is kind of wet. You can just smell all that lovely forest smells. Wow, beautiful morning. I think we got out a little bit later than I thought I would. It's about 10 o'clock now, but I got my food. I got everything set up. Beautiful views of the Root River. A tour through the bluff country. How exciting is this? This is wonderful. It feels just so amazing to be able to be doing this. Really, really awesome. I hope my seat holds out. I got a seat post that has been giving me fits. So I've got it kind of beefed up with aluminum shims from a can of ginger beer. Let's just hope that it holds. It's got about 300 miles, 250 miles, 300 miles to do the job. So let's hope for the best. Into the heart of the Midwest we go. Appropriately enough, we've got root buckles on the Root River Trail.
I'd ridden parts of the Root River Trail with my brothers Chris and Greg years ago, and it was always on my bucket list to come back and ride it in its entirety. The Root River Trail is magnificent.
First crossing of the Root River. Mostly this has just been downhill, which is very nice. Again, I'm trying to kind of take it easy on my knees, so I imagine this river goes downhill all the way to the Mississippi. But there is a spur that goes up to Fountain, which I'm going to take so that I can say I've done the whole trail system. Starting to heat up a little bit. It's going to be another hot day. It's been super hot here lately. It's been like 103 degrees with 117 heat index. But today is supposed to be like high 80s. So still hot for me, but not intolerable. You can kind of feel that humidity. You can hear that, can't you? Bugs everywhere. Still summer, still high summer. A little ways away from autumn yet. Usually this river's a little higher. I'm told that it's not going to be good for canoeing or kayaking, which means that maybe, even though it's a Friday, I shouldn't have a hard time getting a room or a campsite, depending on what I find. I'm kind of playing it by ear. I'm going to see how I feel by early afternoon and go from there.
The views along the Root River Trail were sublime. Forests gave way to fields with tidy farms and barns and silos, and all the while, gentle bluffs dominated the valley floor.
So I'm riding along the trail, and I come upon this. It's a selfie station. You can take your own pictures. Look, it's got a little ledge so you can put the camera on. And you know, I think I'm going to do it. Good morning, everyone. I bet that was awesome. Here's a little map to show you where we're at. It's right here. I just came up this way from Preston, following the river, crossing over. I'm going to do this little spur up here, up to Fountain, back down, and then head over the main part of the trail to Lanesboro, maybe on to Rushford. As you can see, it's a hilly little region in the middle of the flats. It says the Root River and Harmony Preston Valley State Trails are located in southeastern Minnesota's Bluffland region, a unique landscape in Minnesota. The Root River flows to the Mississippi, dissecting the landscape into steep-sided valleys and upland forests and prairies. These distinctive features, as well as sandstone and limestone outcrops, are all part of the scenic beauty along the trails. The Root River State Trail meanders 42 miles along the Root River from Fountain to Houston. A lot of picnic tables along here. It's designed to be enjoyed, not just to get through from one place to the next. This is designed to bring visitors in and people who come here to ride for good reason. How cute is that? The sweet smell of pig farms. Sorry, guys.
I came here to southeastern Minnesota because this is the Driftless area. Bluff country, the land that the glaciers did not scour, along with southwestern Wisconsin, northwestern Illinois, and northeastern Iowa. This is a region of hills and bluffs, river valleys and hollows that interrupt the otherwise flat horizon of the upper Midwest. It's beautiful country for cycling.
I don't know why. Must have been a farmer in a past life. But boy, I just love the agriculture, love the fields, the old farms, and love this kind of country. Boy, that sun is out now. No more of that haze or anything. You know, it's only been a couple of hours, but everything is just as wet and sweaty as it could possibly be. This is probably going to be the hottest day of the entire trip. Boy, I'm really feeling it. It's a sweaty one. Yeah, this little spur up into Fountain has us climbing a little bit. I can kind of feel that knee here and there. Little tweaks. Hope for the best. You're climbing out of the bluff country to get here to Fountain. It's kind of a gradual climb, got a little bit steeper here at the top. As you can see now, we're kind of in more typical Midwest area. It's flatter, much flatter, been scraped by the glaciers apparently. All right, I think we've made it to the trailhead here in Fountain. This is a very small town. Lovely little church. But now it's a fitness center. Even out here in the Midwest, it seems like people are losing their religion. Great little downtown area. Oh, there's a little brew pub. It was later in the day, maybe. Looks like Drury's is still doing a little bit of business. What is that, a furniture store, I think? There's our bank. There's the Beaver Bottoms. That's where I got my dinner last night. And what did I have? Philly steak tips. Were excellent. Village Square and the Fountain Community Center. We're the terminus for the Root River Trail. This is really where it starts. Looks like that church is still going. I love these little American towns, you know. I feel like it's a slice of a common past. Not that long ago. So much nicer than the strip malls of today. Nice little bike station there. The geography of the area. You're driving along, it's flat, it's cornfields, typical Midwest agriculture, and then we drop down into the bluff area. It's a depression, but pretty quickly here in Fountain, you start dropping down and you get into the bluffs, and it's pretty. We're not a Fountain, and it's just a really pleasant cruise. I mean, it's just the coast all the way down. Didn't really realize how much I was climbing, but this is just a nice cruise through the woods. That looks pretty idyllic to me. Love it.
The Root River Trail winds through the bluff country of southeastern Minnesota for some 42 miles, through charming villages like Fountain, Lanesboro, Hoyland, Peterson, Rushford, and Houston. Connecting with the Harmony-Preston Valley State Trail, the network comprises 60 miles of smooth pavement and sublime scenery. There's currently a plan to extend the trail into La Crescent on the Mississippi River, joining the La Crosse River Trail, the Great River Trail, the Elroy-Sparta Trail, and the 404 Trail system in Wisconsin.
Hello. Little glimpses of the Root River. Coming to you from Lanesboro, Minnesota. This is the town park called Sullivan Park. So I was going to have lunch at one of the fancy restaurants. This is a town full of bed and breakfasts and nice little cafes and places to grab a drink and that kind of thing. But I decided I've got my bananas, my peanut butter, my tortillas, so I'm gonna go with that, and it's gonna be delicious. And I'll save my restaurant meals for dinner. Ooh la la. How great does that look? Doesn't get much simpler than that, folks. All right, this is Lanesboro. Lanesboro is a very cute little town, full of bed and breakfasts, full of little shops and touristy things, but super cute in this beautiful bluff country. Great place to spend some time, but I'm just gonna kind of move through. I grabbed a quick lunch, had a quick lunch at the park. Now I'm ready to move on. I'm gonna head on to Rushford, and I got a hotel waiting for me there. So another 19 miles up the trail. Let's go.
Compelled by something a bit more authentic than the charming Lanesboro, I continued on to Rushford, some 20 miles east.
Getting a little color change in here. Probably going to be in early autumn. But anyway, for right now, still as hot as all get out. 85, 86, 87 degrees and humid, but very tolerable. And these trees just make it fabulous. Totally keep you cool. What a beautiful way to spend a summer day. South branch of the Root River. The smell of creosote on these old railroad bridges, still strong. Guess that stuff doesn't go away very easily, does it? And you know, if you come here with your RV to ride, I think you're gonna find a lot of places where you can camp. So I've seen a couple of those along the way. Makes it very handy if that's your jam. Very nice. Look at this. Roma Pie Shop. Wayland, Minnesota. I've eaten here before and I'm gonna eat here again. Get myself a nice piece of pie, some a la mode, and maybe a little bit of shade. We'll see. We'll see about the shade. Maybe I'll have to sit inside. We'll see.
Unfortunately, I arrived just before closing time, and they were all out of pie.
Well, no pie, but they've got lemonade and ice cream, so it's all good. Very cute little town, emphasis on little, but home to world-famous pies. I photographed this barn before. That's when I was here with my brothers. It's a beauty. It's a real beauty.
For some unknown reason, the seat on my trusty Navara had begun to let me down, literally. I thought I'd fixed it, but still the clamp wasn't securing the seat post, and now nothing seemed to keep the seat and my body from slipping down as the miles wore on. And just outside of Wayland, it suddenly dropped me like a rock.
So we've still got quite a ways to get to Rushford. I'm in a bit of a pickle. My seat post won't stay up. I've got aluminum shims shoved up in there. I've replaced them. I've got a new collar that I bought that I tried to put on. It wouldn't hold it. Not even close. The shims are working, but they only work for a little while, and then after a while, the seat just kind of drops down. I don't have any cell service, so I can't call ahead to see if there's a bike shop or a repair shop. I assume I'll have to get to La Crosse, which would be tomorrow night, and hope that there's something open on Saturday. Well, yeah, maybe I could get in the afternoon, but if I can't keep the seat properly adjusted, well, I hope that's not the case. Hope there's a way to salvage this. I've had so many mechanics who look at this and they throw out an idea and they try to fix it and they're confident and nothing changes it. Possibly the stem is just cracked or is widened to the point where it can't squeeze down anymore. I don't know. Trying to keep my weight off of the seat as much as possible, but that's pretty hard to do. It wears you out. Just doing the best we can. I recognize this part of the trail. Rode this with my brothers some 5 years ago or so. It's gorgeous. Really, really pretty. Highly recommended. Well, so far the seat is holding up somewhat. Get me into Rushford anyway for the night. It's still another close to 40 miles, I think, to La Crosse, where there will be a bike shop open tomorrow, only till 4. I'm gonna try to call them tonight when I get into cell service, see if they can check around, make sure they got the right part or whatever, or that they can fit me in. You know, it's funny, all the way across the country, we never had real mechanical problems. I guess a little bit here and there, but it makes me a little uncomfortable. Such a small little problem with huge implications.
As I reached Rushford, I felt relief that my seat post was still cooperating. I got a room and a good old-fashioned Mexican dinner, and I called it a day. Another one for the books.